We are live. It is Monday edition of Daily Dingers. We are starting a new regime here, pretty much. We got me and my co-host Steve Armato. We are under the Props HQ. Everything's going to be streamed over at Props HQ. Make sure you give Props HQ a follow. All of our podcasts and Daily Dingers will be there. I'm going to stream from Twitter. I do it from TikTok as well. And then this will be on YouTube too. So today is day one, new regime, Daily Dingers, new co-host. Steve, what's up, man?
Not much, man. Thank you for having me. Thank you for bringing me on board. I apologize immediately because my dog, for some reason, is just going nuts today, but that's okay. He'll be good in a little bit. But thank you for bringing me on board. I love it. I'm very excited to be here. I'm very excited to be a part of this fully now. So yeah, man, I'm pumped. Let's talk some baseball and give some winners.
Steve, tell people a little bit about yourself. I know you're obviously a big baseball guy. You're very knowledgeable. That's why I wanted to bring you on. Good personality. What else are you up to? I know you got your own business, just so people can get an idea of who you are.
Yeah, so I have my own business, own company, Lark Media. We specialize in video content creation, mainly digital, social media, and podcast production. So we produce a variety of different podcasts. We do everything from just booking the guests to editing to doing your social previews and stuff. That's really starting to grow. And then on the side, I'm a baseball junkie, I guess.
Nut job.
Yeah, nut job. I'm a baseball lunatic. I'm a big Mets fan. Love the Mets, love baseball in general. I love going to games. I love everything about it. And then that kind of brought me into, betting on it because I like baseball. I knew baseball, and it's like, I know it doesn't make you a good gambler just because you know the sport, but
Sure.
it definitely helps. So it helps when you know what you're seeing. It helps when you know what you're watching. It helps when you know what to look for. So yeah. And then I linked up with you, and you're giving me this opportunity now. So like I said, business owner, baseball guy, love golfing. If anybody likes to golf, that's my new hobby now. Cause it's the thing is it's my new hobby because you don't have to be athletic to do it. So
yeah,
I'm kind
old
of
guys do it.
Yeah.
Old man sport.
Right. Like you want to just go out for 7 hours with your boys, just crush some high noons and, have a day, maybe I don't really bet on holes. That's a little much, but
Yeah.
but yeah, so that's really a little bit about me, things that I do, what I'm doing. And, now I am Daily Dinger's co-host, which is going to be going in all the social profiles today. This came together very quickly. So
Yes.
I'm excited. I'm pumped for this, man.
Beautiful, dude. We are happy for you to be here. So, Steve, I think just one thing we wanted to cover before we dive into our bets is I think Dave Dombrowski of the Phillies made a genius move up this past weekend. They fired Joe Girardi. Joe Girardi's gone, right? Then they, have their bench coach take over. Phillies go on a 3-0 run. They beat the Angels. They score over 20 runs in the last 3 games. And I thought this was a genius move by Dave Dombrowski, knowing a shitty Angels team is coming to town. They're not producing. They're on a losing streak. And he looks like a very smart man by firing Girardi, and they got this 3-game win streak. They won in an impressive fashion yesterday. Phillies game yesterday was nuts. Harper hits a game-tying grand slam. Bryson Stott comes in the bottom of the 9th, hits a 3-run bomb. They go on to win. Just a great weekend for Phillies and a Phillies fan. Maybe a new regime is back. Are Phillies back? I don't know. Very small sample size, but I think it's very exciting to kind of keep an eye on.
Oh, I agree with you. First of all, great move by Dombrowski, the time that he did it. The Angels, first of all, they're injured. They've got no pitching and they're struggling. So them losing 8 in a row coming in there, great timing. Look, they needed a change in some type of way though, right? Because Girardi, it just wasn't cutting it. It really wasn't. And is he the main problem? No, he's not the main problem, but you need a change because sometimes you got a guy in the clubhouse that's leading the team and it just falls on deaf ears, anything that he tries. And they needed to do this. And now, look, is the bullpen still not great? Yeah,
Right.
probably. But their offense could hit with anybody. And now you got like just a new voice in there. You got guys, and it seems like the team is a little bit more like excited to play now.
You
Now that
you
that's your
you
go ahead.
can't have a guy leading the team who says he's not afraid to lose his job, right? They're underperforming. They were double digits out of, the NL East. Obviously, the Mets are rolling, but you can't have a guy in charge saying he's not worried about his job just because he has World Series under his belt. Imagine if you were in a sales job and you're underperforming and you're not hitting your targets, you're not hitting your quotas, and your manager comes up and he's just like, "Oh, what's been going on?" I'm not worried. I'm not worried about my job. It's fine, dude. No, you better be worried. You better put some urgency behind this team and get them going. And like you said, it's a player issue, but you can't have someone leading the team who has that kind of mentality.
Right. And I think too, I only picked this up because when we went to Citizens Bank and I interviewed the guy about Girardi, he basically said he doesn't like Girardi because Girardi like refused to go out and defend his players when they were getting like thrown out of the game. Mm-hmm. I think like someone got thrown out of the game and Girardi's like, I'm not gonna do that. There's no reason to do that. This, that, the other thing. And it's like that doesn't sit well. Like however you feel on that end, that doesn't sit well with guys in the clubhouse.
Sure.
Regardless whether you got to go out there and put on a show or not, you just got to have you guys' backs. When you do something like that, like they don't think you have their back, that's an issue. So
lose the clubhouse.
Right. You lose the clubhouse immediately. So the fact that they fired him now with the Angels, 11 straight is pretty brutal. Like you have a couple of those throughout the year that cost you the playoffs. Honestly, now they're under 500 there. But the Phillies, man, they look at Bryce Harper might win the MVP again. Yeah, I think it's a possibility that he wins the MVP again.
Guy doesn't even have a UCL. I don't know what a UCL is, but I'm sure you need it.
You might need it, but the best thing that ever happened to him was the DH coming to the NL because now he doesn't have to play the field because he's hurt. He can still swing the bat. So good for him. And look, they're dangerous, man. Like Schwarber's starting to hit a little bit more. Castellanos is a beast. I mean, you still got Segura's been good this year. I don't know. Like he's been good this year. Obviously you have Bryce, you still got Real Muto. This team is actually he can't play third base for pretty much anything, but he could hit. And you still got Hoskins. This team's good. The thing is, you think they could, my thing with that, I think they stay in a little bit. They need to stay close where they could get like a bullpen arm at the deadline or something like that. And be in it because now we have an extra wild card spot now, so it's not like out of the realm of possibility that they could get into the playoffs. So they're starting to play a little better. Braves are starting to play a little better. NL East might get a little bit interesting with DeGrom and Scherzer still on the shelf.
I get it, dude. And we saw last year the Braves 44 wins before the All-Star break. You get 44 after. They go on to win the World Series. So yeah, like you said, it's not over yet, but it is getting to the dog days of summer. We started June. Summer's starting. Balls are going to start flying out of ballparks. Offense is going to start heating up. So with that, Steve, let's get into picks. This is what everyone's here for. Everyone's here for the MLB picks. I think this might be the first show of the day. Don't know any shows that are going on at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time breaking down games. So you're going to hear it here first. We understand some of the lineups might not be out yet, but we don't care. We're going to give our picks, all right?
Let's do it.
Slate today, not that great. Small slate, right? So not too much to choose from, but we're going to start hot. It's Monday. First show, we're going to go first play here. And we're going to be a little bit different, I think. We got Diamondbacks team total under 4.5, and you can get that at minus 121 at PointsBet. D-backs team total under 4.5. For the reasons of, in the last 5 days, I understand small sample size, last 5 days, Diamondbacks have only scored 9 runs. They've gone 1-3, and they're ranked second to last in the league in regards to runs scored. They're hitting 163, and they played Pittsburgh and Atlanta in that span. So they are not scoring. They are not hitting. And then that's against, like I said, Pittsburgh and Atlanta. Diamondbacks also ranked 25th in runs, 27th in hits, 25th in RBIs, 29th in strikeouts, 29th in average, and that's season long. So Diamondbacks really struggling. Here's one little footnote you might want to keep track of. The Reds do rank dead last in regards to team ERA, 5.44. Second last in bullpen ERA, 4.92. So pitching staff not great. But after what I saw them do, after what I saw the Diamondbacks do against the Pirates, who rank bottom 5 in team ERA, again, Pirates not very good, and they didn't produce anything against them. I'm okay with that. Also, Hunter Green, an expected 4.69 ERA today. So might be might be a little bit of a sweat, but he also has a K percentage, almost 30%. So for those reasons, that is why I like Diamondbacks team total under 4.5 for their recent struggles.
I could see exactly where you're coming from on this one. We're kind of on separate sides here with one of my picks, but I see where you're coming from on this, and everything that you said does make perfect sense. Obviously, you have the numbers to back it up. It scares me a little bit though, because Hunter Green can also, like, he has like one inning where he implodes, it feels like, and that's why it scares me. And then do you want me to just get into my pick, and then I'll give you exactly.
Yes, I want to hear the flip side.
So I have the D-backs Reds, the full game over 9.5. That's minus 115. So it scares me a little because it almost seems too simple. So you got Mad Bum, you got Hunter Green. These guys give up piss missiles, like their advanced stats, like their exit velo and like hard hit percentage. Like these guys give up rockets. Mad Bum has been lucky this year. His ERA is still somehow under 4. His advanced stats is just the sea of blue. Now he's a ticking time bomb in my opinion. Keep in mind, the Reds don't hit lefties well, but they have the 4th best home OPS in the MLB. So that's one. The ball flies out of Great American Ballpark. We all know that. Hunter Green, like I said, he's gotten better since he had that he had a really terrible game. He gave up like 7 runs in like 1 2/3 or something like that. He's gotten better since then, but he still seems to have that one inning where he could just implode. Now let's move to the bullpens. You are looking at the 2nd and 5th worst bullpens in all of baseball. So the Reds, you said it, they are the 2nd worst bullpen in the league. The Diamondbacks are 5th. So we're more likely looking at an 8-6 game here than we are a 3-2 game. I still, even if the D-backs score 4, you win. The Reds score 6, we both win. It's definitely possible. Look, the starters aren't awesome to me. My whole reasoning is this: the Reds, like I said, also the Reds over the last like 2 weeks, they've been pretty good. They've since their bad start, they've been hitting a little bit better. Like Joey Votto's starting to hit, ball flies out of the ballpark, and the D-backs are sneaky because they got a couple guys, like Christian Walker gets up with men on base. He only hits home runs. He doesn't do anything else. He's hitting like 207, but he gets up with men on base. He pops one up. Now all of a sudden you got some runs going here. To me, it's more likely that this is a like higher scoring game than a lower scoring game. And the bullpens scare the living hell out of me because they are really bad. Like they are very bad. So I like the full game over 9.5 on this. But we could still both win. Like, I mean, the Reds could just win 10-0, you know?
Yeah, I like the fact that I get that hook there at 4.5. I think the five runs for me to lose, like I said, with that recent stretch of how the Diamondbacks have been playing, I will flirt with fire a little bit more so. And I understand, those numbers with the Reds pitching.
But you also have good value too. Like you're like, it's a good value play. Like it's minus 121, you said. So like it's a good value play as well. It's not like it's minus like 145, 150. Like you're minus 121. So you're like pretty good there. So I get your reasoning. Also, the D-backs do like they're not a great offense. They actually are. So their numbers are skewed a little bit though, because they are really bad against left-handed pitching. Hunter Green is a righty though. They're really bad against lefties. Like they are like bottom 5, I believe, against lefties. So their numbers might be skewed a little bit in that aspect, but they're not a good team. So
no,
I see exactly where you're coming from. They're better than expected. I will say that. Last year they were like historically bad. They're like, flirting like 3-4 games under now. But yeah, we could both win these. So it's totally possible for both of us to win, and we're both happy. So I like where your head's at here. I know
I'm gonna be happy either way.
Yeah,
I mean, a good day.
It's a great day. It's beautiful weather. Like, we're talking baseball. Like, how could you be upset?
That's what I'm saying. But yeah, just to reiterate, yeah, the season long, they're ranked bottom 25 in very important, runs, hits, RBIs, strikeouts, average. So just for that, and then like I said, the recent stretch, that's just kind of why I'm going with that. But yeah, so that will be the Diamondbacks versus Red Sox. I believe that's the first game on the board today, right?
6:40 p.m., I believe.
We're gonna move over to the next game, and that is going to be the Blue Jays versus the Royals. And I got Blue Jays team total over 5, and you can get that at -125 at PointsBet. So Blue Jays and Royals. I'm not going to get too much into it. For me, I think this is a more of a set it and forget it kind of thing. So Daniel Lynch pitching for the Royals today has given up 12 earned runs in his last 3 starts. Okay. Not the poster child for consistent. Okay. Royals team ERA, 4th worst in baseball. Their bullpen ERA, 3rd worst in baseball. So we're going to get after starting pitching. We're going to get after the bullpen. Blue Jays rank top 4 in runs scored over the last 5 games. They scored 36 runs in the last 5 games. So again, I'm trying something out with a little bit of the recency bias. I want to look at teams last 5 games, last 10 games, and maybe not over the entire season. So they are hitting a lot of baseballs. They're scoring a lot of runs. So for those reasons, I like Blue Jays team total over 5, just for the fact of how bad the Royals pitching staff is top to bottom.
You and me are going all in on the Blue Jays today because I love this. I love every second of it, and I'll add to it a little more because my bet is first 5, Blue Jays first 5, team total over 2.5, -130. You said everything that needed to be said about Daniel Lynch. He's also bottom 5% of the league in max exit velocity. Blue Jays tied for 8th in the MLB in OPS against left-handed pitching. Over the last 2 weeks, 2nd in the majors with an 872 OPS. If you shorten it to 7 days, they lead the league in OPS at 997. Woo. They are turning into everything that we expected them to be. Mm-hmm. And you're facing Daniel Lynch, who stinks, honestly. Like, he's like mediocre. I expect them to keep rolling tonight. Also, Royals have a terrible bullpen. Blue Jays first 5 team total over 2.5. I mean, you're right. I'm going heavier on this one than I would most. I probably am going to tag along with you and go the whole game total over. But like, there's no reason not to ride this right now. They're smoking hot offensively.
Right. Yeah, that's just like I said, one of those things. I don't want to dive too much into it. This is kind of a simple for me, take a look at it, and everything kind of just points to those overs. Like you said, either the first 5 entire game, whatever you want to feel more comfortable with. But yeah, Blue Jays are hitting, man.
They really are. And like, also, there's only 6 games on the slate today. So this isn't like that you have a ton to choose from. And like, there's some pitching matchups that are like a little sketchy where you're like, I don't know if I want to bet on it. Mm-hmm. This is like a spot where you got it. You got to nail. This is not gambling advice, but if you are, wagering, this is probably a good spot for you to look at the Blue Jays. You want to take, I don't know what the juice is on the money line, but you're getting better odds on the team totals here. So first 5 full game, let's let it ride, baby.
So that's the play for Blue Jays Royals. And again, two teams going in completely different directions as well. Last play I have here is in the Mariners versus the Astros game. And I am going to take Christian Javier over 4.5 strikeouts. And you can get that at -165 at PointsBet. That's going to move. Once it gets to that 165, it's going to get bumped up to 5.5. And I feel a little less confident in that. So get it now. That's why we're doing shows at 10 a.m., guys, so you can get the best line, so you can get the best numbers. Why wait until 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon before the game starts? And you got this maybe 5.5, 6.5. Who knows what it could go to? It gets crazy. So that's why we're doing this early before it moves. Christian Javier over 4.5 strikeouts for the reasons his K per 9, 11.41. So he's striking out 11.5 batters over 9 innings. Okay. Christian Javier also has the lowest expected ERA today with a 2.93. He's striking batters out over 30%. His K rate, 31.5%. They have an expected batting average today of 201. Mariners, Now they're not very, very bad. So Mariners, middle of the pack in regards to strikeouts for this season. They're ranked over the last 10 days. So last 10 days and for the season, they're about middle of the pack, 17, 15, right in there. So they're not striking out incredibly high, but also not incredibly low. Christian Javier, 22 strikeouts over his last 3 outings. He had 9 versus the Cleveland Guardians. He had another 9 versus the Texas Rangers. And then he had 4 against the A's. So I think this number is just a tad too low. Get it now before it moves. For those reasons, Christian Javier over 4.5 strikeouts.
That's definitely going to move. That's a great number. Early, people don't realize you could get some really good numbers early in the day for baseball. So a little education.
I've seen caps especially too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. Because you're right. If it gets past this point, it's going to move to 5.5 probably. That's where you get. I mean, I lost 2K props last week on the hook because I got them at like 3 and I got them at like 3 or 4 in the afternoon instead of getting them, like early in the day. Like maybe 9 a.m. is a little early. I get most of my lines at like 6, 7 in the morning because we got things to do. But we got to prep, man. We got stuff to do here. But this is great. Also, Christian Javier, very sneaky this year, by the way. Like, I didn't expect him to be the Astros staff has been good. I didn't expect this guy to be like, he's good. He's been better than Luis Garcia. Luis Garcia last year, remember, he was the guy who like kind of came up and surprised everybody. Framber's been a stud this year. Verlander, obviously stud. And now Christian Javier. This team's got a good staff, man. Like, nobody's talking really about the Astros at all. I know their offense is not, their offense has been a little inconsistent. I feel like nobody's really talking about this team right now.
Well, I saw an interesting stat in regards to the Astros. I think they are now. Let me see. They have such a high winning percentage, but the scoring, they score at like maybe a bottom third in the league, something like that, where it's just very contradictory and kind of statistics. But yes, I mean, Astros starting pitching staff, dude, has been really good this year.
And they have one of the best bullpens in the league. They're just getting by on their pitching, which it's really like, I know you do need to hit at points, but maybe the weather's starting to get nice. Maybe now they start hitting. I don't know. Alex Bregman has not been very good this year. Like, it's all been like Alvarez and Altuve. Yeah. So if Tucker and Bregman get going, this team might they might be a little more scary than they are right now.
Right.
So I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't have a third MLB play for the small slate.
But you got a bonus one.
But I have a bonus play for college baseball. It's the regionals. Let me just explain how the regionals work. Each number 1 seed gets to host the regional, and it's basically a 4-team double elimination tournament. So here's what happens. If like a team, like the teams today, every team that I have chosen, here we go. It's a parlay. 4 parlay is plus 386. It's nothing crazy. It's all money lines. So Louisville on the money line against Michigan, Florida on the money line against Oklahoma, North Carolina on the money line against VCU, and Stanford on the money line against Texas State. Every team that I've chosen here is a national seed. They are all number 1. They're all number 1 seeds. This is the final game of the tournament, which means all these teams had to win twice. All these teams lost 1 game in the first 2 games and had to beat the other team twice. So this is what happens with the national seeds that's different from all the other seeds. The depth that they have, they could afford to lose a game early in the tournament and still come back and beat a team that has no losses 2 times. You know why? Because all these teams are going to have freshmen that have probably pitched like 12 innings this year that can match up against anybody else these other teams are going to throw. Like, they probably have a freshman that throws in the low 90s with pretty good breaking stuff that's going to come in and be able to give them 7 innings of like 3 runs today. And that's going to be good enough to win. So Louisville, Florida, North Carolina, Stanford, put it together, plus 386. The winners go on to the super regionals, which is the best 2 out of 3. But look, this is how the baseball tournament works. The teams that have the most depth can afford to lose and they end up moving on. And this has happened multiple times. It's predictable in that aspect. And I only know this because I used to play. I went to one NCAA tournament. We got smoked by Clemson and UConn. But, this is just, if it's available and I have some knowledge of it, I'm gonna, there's value there to me. I have knowledge of it. It's not like I'm just throwing some, shit at the wall. This is
Right.
this is like a knowledgeable situation. It's not gambling advice, but it is a bonus little parlay for you for today. And I hit a 3-legger yesterday, similar scenario. It's
Right.
just, I hit a 3-leg. I sent it to you. It was a similar scenario. It's just depth. They're not major leaguers. So that nobody has like major league pitching all around. You don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
The depth wins, especially with the pitching. These teams have the best pitching. They're going to win today. So that's how I feel.
Repeat that again, Steve, for everybody.
That is, and I got this. This is Louisville money line, Florida money line, North Carolina money line, Stanford money line, plus 386. 4-legger plus 386. These are all home teams too, so they are going to be riding the momentum of the home crowd because they are the host of the regional spot. So,
and those are all favorites, right?
These are all favorites. So like Louisville is minus 255, North Carolina is minus 245, Stanford's minus 235, and Florida is minus 135. That's the one that actually scares me a little bit because Oklahoma was pretty good this year. I did some research; they could hit a little bit, but Florida, I think they're like the 4th ranked team in the country. Like it's good. We're good.
It's good.
They're good. Yeah, they're good. It's gonna be fine. But that's the bonus for today. Like a small MLB slate. Look, these games start at noon. So if you have stuff going on today, or if you have nothing going on today, you got some baseball on. It's probably on ESPN too, or ESPNU at least, or you can watch it online on ESPN Plus. You got baseball today. Major League starts later. But you got high-level college baseball going on at noon today. Elimination games. You're going to see guys going balls to the wall. Like it's a good day if you tune into that. So there's a little bonus for you.
Beautiful. Guys, real quick recap. I got Diamondbacks team total under 4.5. I got Blue Jays team total over 5. I got Christian Javier over 4.5 strikeouts. Steve has got Blue Jays first 5 team total over 2.5. And he has Diamondbacks and Reds over 9.5, guys. That's it, dude. That's our show for today. That's our Monday slate. Hopefully we got some winners. We'll put out some graphics here pretty soon. And yeah.
Listen,
I don't care.
Listen, I don't make any guarantees here, but we're winning. We're gonna win some bets today, baby. We're gonna end the day up, ROI up. That's it. That's what we're here for.
That's all we're doing, Steve.
Ready to go. We're just giving you winners. This is it. This is what we do. We show up Monday early and give you winners. Nobody's cooking right now. Everybody's sleeping. They're all hungover from Sunday night baseball, and we're here giving you winners. That's it.
We're like those little scrubbing bubbles guys, right? We do, so you don't have to. You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking. We do.
Something like that.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't know.
So you don't have to.
Yeah, it's like the best marketing tagline ever. It's like we do it so that you don't have to. It's
exactly. And that's why we get all this information for everybody. Guys, thank you for watching TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, anywhere else. Appreciate it. Me and Steve will be back on Wednesday. We're doing this Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Steve will get a consistent schedule just for timing so people will know when to tune in. And then obviously this will live on our Twitter pages so you can go back and watch it. We'll put out some graphics with our picks as well. And then, yeah, we'll be good to go.
Awesome. This is going to be fantastic. This is the foundation of the expansion franchise. That's it. We're new expansion franchise is the foundation, and we're just building from here.
Just call us the Seattle Kraken.
That's it.
New team in town.
Or we could be the new Vegas, whatever the new team goes to Vegas in the next couple of years.
Yes. The Vegas Athletics.
Potentially. Let's see. So that's it. Yeah. Thank you for having me, though. Looking forward to it. I'm pumped to get back at it Wednesday.
Yes. Thank you guys for watching. We will be back Wednesday. See you later.